Welcome to Her Real Estate Journey, the podcast where we celebrate and empower women in real estate. I'm your host, Lisa Dillon. Each week, we'll delve into their journeys from the struggles they've faced to the glories they've achieved. Our guests are rock star women agents who are sharing their experiences, insights, and advice to help you succeed in your own real estate career. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, this podcast is for you. Together, we'll explore the highs and lows of the real estate industry, learn from each other's experiences, and build a supportive community of women who are making their mark. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Let's get started. Welcome, Natalie Levi, to Her Real Estate Journey today. She is in California, and I'm super excited to get to know you.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So you're in Los Angeles.
Yes, I am. Born and raised.
Oh, my goodness. So I'm in Southwest Mississippi.
Wow.
So super rural. So this is going to be fun. We got super different, different real estate backgrounds and all that kind of stuff. You're super luxury and I'm not. I looked at
there's a niche for everyone.
Yes, absolutely. So I looked at your website, your Facebook page and all that stuff. And we have a lot of California people moving here.
Yeah, there has been a lot of relocations from California to different states. I don't know a lot about Mississippi, but I know there's been a lot to Florida, Texas, Arizona. But yeah, there has been a lot of relocation lately. But still, California is California. Can't beat the weather.
I know. So, super nice. Mm-hmm. I haven't spent a lot of time there. I've spent a little time near Carmel.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really it. So I'm excited to learn
more.
Well,
we'd love to have you.
Yes. I know it's super expensive. I know people come here, they sell their house for, I don't know, 700,000 or 800,000 and they buy another one here for 300,000 or 400,000 and they keep their cash. There's a lot of cash buyers here leaving leaving California.
Yeah. So, you can't even get like a good condo here for like 300 or 400. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. My average price point here is probably about 175.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that in California, there are areas where you could definitely purchase at those price points, but not in like central Los Angeles.
Oh, no.
Or where I live, which is in the San Fernando Valley, but very, very close to like Los Angeles city.
Cool. Okay. So I understand you've been in real estate for 25 years.
No, not 25, about 14.
14. I don't know where 25. You don't even look. You're 14. I don't know where that came from.
That would be really good if I still look like this in about 10 more years.
Right?
Not yet. About 14 years.
14. So how'd you get involved? What did you do prior to real estate?
So honestly, like this was it. I kind of just rolled into it. I really I'll tell you a little bit of how it started. My parents have a jewelry company, one of the biggest like wholesale jewelry companies in America. And my parents always wanted me to go into jewelry and sell jewelry. And I hated sales. I was like, I'm not a good salesperson. I'm never going to do sales. So I went to USC. I wanted to get into finance and I graduated right in like 2008 when all of the financial industry like collapsed. So I couldn't get a job like anywhere in the financial industry. I wanted to do like banking, something like super professional, and that kind of like went down the drain. And I really wanted to do something for myself and use whatever I learned to get a job. So the only job that I was able to find at that time was for a big accounting firm, but in their real estate division. And it was actually more on the commercial side of real estate. So I was appraising commercial real estate, which is actually very similar to finance because the way that you value a business is the same way you would value an income producing property. It's all based on the income that it generates. So I was able to use what I learned in the job that I got, but it kind of threw me into real estate. And while I was there, I just got my license just for fun, but I didn't intend on like actually selling anything. And when I got married in Los Angeles, this job was in Orange County. I was doing the drive back and forth was killing me. And I said, hey, I have a license. I didn't intend on doing anything with it, but like I might as well try to do real estate. because I can't keep on doing this drive, and like the corporate world is really crazy. The hours that you work are just like, I have to be there at 7. So I'm leaving like LA at like 6, not a minute later. And then I'm driving back at like 7 or 8 p.m. So it just killed my day. And I said, I have nothing to lose right now. I don't have any kids. This is, I have saved some money with what I was doing in the corporate world. Let me try real estate. And I was very, very lucky to hit the ground running. And I thought I'd be terrible. I thought I'd be a terrible salesperson. I never liked sales before, especially when it had to do with jewelry. But I realized that I had a passion for real estate. And when you love what you do and you believe in the product that you're selling, you just are naturally good at it. Or at least for me, I was. I'm a people person. I really believe in real estate. I myself am a real estate investor. So I think that develops a level of trust with your clients. They know that you yourself are buying real estate, so you know what you're doing. So I've been doing it since then, and I've built a really nice business for myself. Aside from my sphere of influence, I have my own little farm. I have like developers that I work with, so I do a little bit of everything.
That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about your investing. What are you into? Are you flipping? Are you rentals, wholesaling?
So actually, so when my husband does solar, so he's not necessarily like an actual contractor, but he's in the construction business. So we have a lot of connections within the construction business. I also work with a lot of developers. So we've done a few flips and we sold them. And then with the time and the years, I was like, oh man, we should have held on to that property, because the equity that we would have had in it would have just been so amazing. And so more recently, the properties that I've just been buying and remodeling, and I always buy something to remodel just because I believe in adding your own value or adding the value. And because I have those connections anyways. So I always buy something that needs at least a little bit of work. So recently, the things that we've been buying, we've just been trying to keep, so long as our finances, can afford us to keep them. And so we've just been renting them out. And I think, the rental market here in LA is okay, but it's not a huge like return on your money. But where the money really is on renting in Los Angeles is the equity that you gain in the long run. So yeah, I can make a few $100s or a few $1,000s a month on the rentals, but that's not where my main focus is. My main focus is how much is this property that I own today going to be worth tomorrow? How much is it going to be worth in 10 years? And hopefully, God willing, when my children grow up, they have their own stream of income or something to either move into or start off with.
That is awesome. Okay, so since you started real estate, you have had some kiddos. You got your husband. How many kids do you have?
4.
4. Okay. I
Yeah,
had that
busy
written
mom.
down, but since I messed up on the 25 years, so tell me a little
So
bit
my
about your
old
kids. Yeah, how old are
yeah,
they?
my oldest is 11. Then I have a 9-year-old and a 6-year-old, all boys. And I just recently, a year ago, had my 1-year-old daughter. So I finally got my little
Oh,
princess.
I love it.
Um, and real estate has been a great career and allowed me to raise children at the same time. Not because you don't work as much as you work in a normal job. It's just that the hours are a little bit more flexible and you can work around it. I've also included my children in almost everything that I do. So I'm really involved in the community. I do events. So every 4th of July, we have an ice cream truck and we invite the whole community. And my kids get so
Oh,
excited and they stand outside with advertisings and they help me bring people into like all of these events that I do. They help me hand out flyers, pack envelopes, things that I do. I really try to include them because, one, I really think that children should learn the value of hard work and that everything that I provide them doesn't come, because it grows on trees. And it allows me to kind of find a great balance between spending all my time in the office and spending my time at home. So I bring the office home, and actually that's where I am right now. I have an office, like an actual office, but I spend most of my time at my home office so that I can kind of involve my children and really just in general create a really great work-life balance.
that's awesome. So do you, I know you involve them. Do you bring them on showings with you? or is that something that
No
you
less. It's a little bit less professional to bring them on showings with me. I don't know
understand?
how all my clients would take it. I mean, I have on the occasional, like if I'm showing houses to my friend that we're kind of like, maybe more with my sphere of influence. I try not to take them on showings. Thank God I have a very supportive husband. I have a nanny. My mom lives not too far. So
Good.
pretty good with the help. But I have had like in open houses, I have had them set up like lemonade stands.
Cool.
So they give out lemonade and cookies and whatever during an open house, which I think like buyers find super cute. So that I have done before.
Oh, you're here.
Okay, yeah.
You're
So
good.
I have involved them in that capacity, but less on showings.
That's awesome. Yeah, it is awkward, but I know as moms, and my kids are grown and gone now. I have two sons, 21 and 25. So it's interesting talking to different women and just seeing how you juggle family life and, how do you have that work-life balance? Because I know some days it's crazy, and then other
Right.
days you're pretty much just you're off. And then there's the nights you work till 11, 12 o'clock at night, and it's just nuts. So, like on the average, how many houses do you close in a year? What's your normal?
I do about 40 transactions a year.
Okay,
And in LA, that's
awesome.
considered pretty good.
That's huge. Yeah, it's huge.
uh, Yeah. So I think so again, I will do anything from selling like a $700,000-800,000 condo. And again, that's on the low end for us here, to, $4, $5, $6 million houses. So I
Great.
really do it all. Like I said, I work with developers, which is the higher price point. And then, a lot of my friends, a lot of my sphere of influence are just young couples that are just starting off their journey. So they start off with condos or small houses, and I'm here for it all. And actually, I know that the big money or the big bang is where working with developers and on the high like net worth houses. But I love working with those first time home buyers. I love when it's personal. I love helping people realize their dream and really just gaining financial independence and because I really do believe in real estate, and I do think that if you can afford it, it's one of the best financial decisions you can make.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Mm.
100%. Well, that is it's so much different than my market, and it's just so interesting to learn because honestly, I think my largest sale ever was 585,000,
Wow, that's crazy.
and my
Yeah.
smallest was $4,000.
What can you buy for $4,000?
So I bought my husband and I also flip.
Okay.
So I bought a garage apartment for $4,000, and I turned it around a week later. We cut the grass, and I sold it for 17,000. So
Wow.
that was
What's
easy. Yeah,
Well,
and
and you own the land for 4,000 as well, so not just the apartment, the land.
oh
Like,
yeah,
yeah, that's
absolutely.
crazy.
And I had another one that was 4 or 5 thousand. That was just land for a mobile home, but a really nice house is going to run 250, 300 to 400. But
Nice.
just a regular first time home buyer, usually around 150, 175.
Wow, that's
So
fantastic.
I have to do
I should come visit you there.
yes, I have to do high volume to make it. So, I've sold as much as I think 72 houses was my highest in one year.
Wow,
Now, is it
that's a
just
lot of houses.
you?
Do you have a big team?
It's just me.
Wow. So it's basically me. I run the show. I obviously have like an assistant and I have a marketing person and I have a lot of like people who do the back end work for me. But I
Awesome.
am the face of my brand, and the people who work with me really want to see me and have me negotiate and do the showings and all of that. So, obviously if I need the help, my assistant, who has a license, by the way, can do some of my showings. She helps me out with open houses, but most of the time, I want to be there to represent my clients and the way that I originally presented myself. So I think it's important for them to see me really being the front woman on their transaction.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Um, so as far as those client relationships, like how do you develop your client relationships? How do you nurture them, and how are you? Tell me a little about that.
First of all, I think it's just part of me. Like I really do care about my clients. This isn't just a job for me. I could have gone into sales without ever doing this. I have a, my parents, like I said, have a very big company that I could have just went into, but it wasn't something that I really cared about. And this is something that I really do care about. So I care about my clients. I want to make sure that they're getting a good deal, that they're getting the most amount of money for their house. And I think they see that during the transaction itself. And so automatically I develop a relationship with my clients during the transaction from the get-go. But they know beyond that, that I will always be their source or resource for anything that they need in the future. So I just had a client reach out to me that that they have a problem with their tenant, or they had a question that they wanted to ask me. And I'm usually just a source of knowledge, a place of referral. Someone just called me and asked if they know a good gate guy. So they know that I'll always be there, and I'll gladly give free advice and help wherever I can in the future. So that's how I really try to I try to help them throughout anything that has to do with real estate, not just with the sale or the purchase of their house. And beyond that, I do a lot of things for the community. So I think I mentioned that I do that I have a farm. And so my clients hear from me every month with my postcards. I do raffles for the community. I do different events, and I invite all my past clients. And so that's the way I keep in touch with them. And they see that I care, and I'm investing money back into the community, and I'm investing, I do food drives. I do different kind of things that I think
That's cool.
Are nice to help keep my name and face out there, but also give back.
Right. Oh, you mentioned you have a farm. What kind of farm do you have?
So what I have is so I don't know if we're referring to the same kind of farm, but when I say I have a farm, that means that I have a area where I live and highly market in and sell most of the houses.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
yes.
it's a real estate like
yes, I understand.
So what that means is, like, in my community, about I want to say there's about 25 houses that I heavily market to.
Okay.
I send them postcards every single month. I do events for the community in this pocket. It's where I live. I obviously live here, so they'll see my face while I'm walking around. I door knock, I hold open houses, and because I sell a lot of the houses in this community, then I'm kind of already well known around the community. I have bus benches. I do open houses. All of those things have really developed me as the go-to gal in our specific community.
That's awesome. Okay. Now, in your spare time, I've read that you do yoga and hiking and cooking, and you love to travel. And I could definitely check 2 of those boxes right there with you, yoga
Yeah.
and traveling. That's my favorite.
So for me, traveling is, I mean, if you're going to work hard, you also want to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So for me, I need to, get out, clean my head a little bit, enjoy time with my kids without a phone, without, clients driving me crazy. I mean, I'm always available, but at the same time, my clients know that for me, my family is just as important. And I'm not doing I'm doing this for my family. So I also need the time to spend with my family. So I do try to take like yearly vacations with my kids. And I also try to take yearly vacations with my husband, because my relationship with my husband is also very important to me. And then with regards to yoga, hiking, like I said, whatever I do, I try to involve my kids in. So like, these are things that I like to do. Oh, and even cooking, like dinners we all make together. My 9-year-old son loves to cook. He can make dinner for a whole family. He's amazing.
Keep that going, because my 21-year-old loves to cook, and he is amazing also. He's really amazing. Nice. He just moved out, so my chef is gone, unfortunately. Yes, but
yeah, I'm scared of the day where they all move out and my house is suddenly quiet.
It is so quiet, but that's why, it is so important to keep that relationship with your husband, because so many people, it's like it's all about the kids, and you still gotta date your husband. That's 100%. Yes.
Yeah.
Because when they're gone, guess what? You're looking at each other going, who are you?
Yeah. Did we ever actually get to know each other? Was it all about the kids,
Yeah.
So for sure, I think that's weekly date nights, once a year vacation, those kind of things are really important. And the kids know it too. Like they know that mom and dad are going out tonight. Like, don't bother us.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's also helping them with their future spouses.
Oh yeah, we're an example for everything. So whatever I do in my
100.
work, I want to set a good example. However I conduct myself in my relationship, I'm setting an example. The type of parent I am is also an example. And we can only do our best. Can't say that we're perfect, but we try.
Yeah, that's all you can do is do your
Yeah.
best. So, um, yeah. So, um, as far as your future, what do you see? Where do you want to grow from where you're at now?
Honestly, I'm just so blessed with what I have. I just pray to God every day that like whatever I have continues to flourish and continues in the same direction that it's been going. I hope my clients continue to appreciate me and refer me. And I know the industry is changing, but when you have a solid base, I'm not really worried about it. I've been very, very fortunate to have been developing that base for a while now. So now that the industry is a little bit different, I'm not as concerned. And so my biggest wish for myself is just to continue what I was doing, to change with the changes, to go with the flow, and to provide really good service to my clients and hope that they come back.
Absolutely. So, as far as nurturing those relationships and getting those people to come back for the new agent, what kind of advice would you give on how to develop your sphere of influence and your like how would you work if you just got started and you just sold your first house, going back to helping that agent, where would you?
So one of the things that I've always done, and I mean, I have a lot of clients over the past, 14 years, and it's hard to keep in touch with every single one of them. But I put them on my mailing list anyways. I put them on my postcard list anyway. So I try to hopefully remind them at least once a month about me. But you need to create a like personal connection. So pick up the phone once a year if you remember their birthday, if you remember the anniversary of when they purchased the house. And again, you're not going to call hundreds of clients a year every single day, but you can probably do that once a year. During the holidays, I just have a list of all of my past clients. I send them a little like a holiday card, or like some brownies, at least once a year. Try to reach out. And then there will be clients that you talk to a lot more than once a year. I mean, I certainly have clients that have become my friends, and they're the biggest source of my referral clients. So if you do a good job and you develop that relationship with your clients, it's not really that hard to maintain that throughout the years.
I also struggle with trying to keep up with everybody that I've sold to
Yeah.
because it's so many.
Yeah.
But I love that your idea of your postcards. You have a company that addresses them and mails them out for you. You just put
Yeah,
you
so I
have
just
your
add all of my like new clients to the postcard list. But
gotcha.
anyways, I mail out postcards every month to my farm.
Hmm.
So to those houses. So I just add my new clients to that postcard list as well.
Love that. There's so much
Mm.
that you can do for very little money when you're just getting
The
started. Because
postcards are actually probably one of the most costly parts of my business.
like
The
on a
postcards,
per unit basis, as you're getting started,
yeah,
how much?
the postcards are like monthly. It's like over $1,000. So like when I first started my business, I started with the postcards, and I got deterred. Like like after a couple of months where I didn't get any business from it, I like automatically stopped. I said, oh, this is investing too much money. But one thing that I've learned, that if you are consistent and persistent, then that money will eventually pay off, because nobody's going to
Yes.
call you from seeing one postcard. But if they see your postcard every single month for a year or 2 years, they will call you, because you're the first name that's going to pop in their head. But if you do it for 1 month or 2 months, if they want to sell in a year, they're not going to remember what happened a month ago, what happened a year
Yes.
ago, or what was sold.
No, it
So
just goes in the
it,
little junk pile, but they
yeah,
keep seeing your smiling face, and
yeah.
that's good. Okay. Um, just any more about your previous background that has helped you with your real estate career? Like maybe I don't know, college or with your finance career?
Yeah, I've always just been, like I said, I think I've always been a really numbers person, a really business oriented person. And
Hmm.
to me, I view real estate as a business decision. Even if you're buying it as a house for your family, to me, it
Hmm.
is a business decision. And you want to make smart business decisions. You want to buy in an area that's going to appreciate. You want to buy a house that's worth what they're asking for it. for me, especially, I want a house that I can increase the value of. So these are all things that have helped me advise my clients. And again, so they look at me more than just a realtor. They also look at me as kind of an advisor and as an expert in my field. And that's why they continue to call me after they've bought or sold their house, because they know that I'll give them raw, honest advice. And even if it means that I lose a sale, and I have lost sales because I didn't think that the client was making a smart decision, and I advise them on that, in the long run, I know that it'll eventually pay off. And I know that people will turn to me because they know that I want their best interest and not just the bottom line for me.
Because you truly care. And I think that's what it shows through. It really does. You can't fake caring.
Yeah.
You really can't.
I mean, you can maybe once or twice, but in the long run, your name goes before you. The reputation that you've built is what's going to set the path and pave the path for your future transactions and the rest of your business career. And so I made sure, and this is something that I mentioned, that if the industry changes, I know that I've laid a good foundation. I'm proud of what I've built because I've led with integrity, and it's really tough in this business.
It really is. It really, really is. And one thing that I do, as far as I do a lot of teaching, like as far as first-time home buyers, what to do. What in your area, what type of loans are your most popular? Like, are you FHA, conventional?
All of them. I've had a lot of like non-QM loans recently. I've done I myself don't do loans, but I have a great lender that I partnered up with that I trust with all my transactions. So I usually have the buyers always cross-qualify with him. It's really important for me to give the sellers reassurance that I know that I've checked their finances. And he does it all. For obviously for first-time home buyers, FHA, transactions, conventional, if they have really traditional or typical like income streams. But in my area, and a lot of the people that I work with are self-employed. So a lot of the times it's not as simple to do just regular W-2 conventional loans. And so they have to do like non-traditional transactions. And my lender's actually fantastic with that. He gives great rates. And sometimes, it makes more sense for them to go that route.
Gotcha.
Oh, and builders usually do hard money. So I've dealt with those kind of lenders as well. Hard money, construction loans, all of those kind of things.
Same. Do you do a lot of VA in your area also?
No, not at all. I don't think I've
Really?
ever done a VA loan.
Oh my gosh. I think I have 3 of them under contract right now.
Nope. I don't know
Wow.
if it's specifically that I have never targeted that, but I think in Los Angeles, just the cost of the houses here is not necessarily realistic for, or maybe it is. I don't know. I just haven't countered it. But the
Gotcha.
houses are really expensive here, so maybe that's why it's less appealing, but I have no clue.
I don't. What about? I know you're more city. Does USDA rural development, does that even apply to you where you
I
are?
haven't dealt with it, but
Okay.
maybe I'm sure that there are people that are agents that specialize in those kind of things. And again, it's not
Gotcha.
my niche. And though I do have a wide range of clients, I try to not to spread myself too thin. I even got my license a while back for lending, but I've never actually done a loan on my own because I don't want to spread myself too thin.
Right. I'm considering getting mine, but same thing. Spread yourself too thin. I live right.
I'd rather be good at like exactly what I do.
100%. I had my license. I live right on the Louisiana border, so I'm about 100 miles from New Orleans, and I had my license for just a little while in Louisiana, and it was just too much. I never did anything, but it's just if I really did, I'm so busy.
Right.
Where I am, it would just be insane. So I just got one more question for you, and this is kind of my favorite question. Do you have a particular transaction that really stands out where you just really help? I mean, we help somebody on every single one, but that you just really like you give you that good heart feeling. Just one that just pops out to you for whatever reason.
I mean, I guess I could just talk to you about like my recent transactions. I've been The one that I'm closing hopefully tomorrow. The buyers have become my friends, and we are buying a house that has been completely remodeled / newly developed. And I want it to be delivered in pristine condition. So I'm like there almost every day this week, making sure that all of the repairs and the remodels are done to the T's, putting blue tape where everything needs to be patched up, making sure that the house is delivered in the condition that they want it, because I know that they're spending a lot of money, and I want to make sure that they're happy, because this is hopefully going to be their forever home. So I've literally been there almost every single day this week, leading up to the closing, making sure that their repairs are done properly and that the house is delivered just perfect for that.
I love it. I love it. There's so much that we do that nobody sees.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I told somebody yesterday, I said, there's so much we do behind the scenes to make it appear as if everything is going smoothly when it could be a total train wreck. But you keep it smooth and keep it rolling, and everything gets to the closing table. So it's so important. Yes. Well, unless you have anything else you'd like to share with our ladies, because
I think I talked a lot already.
You did great. You did so great. And I was so it's just so interesting to me to talk to people in different parts.
Absolutely.
Your area is so different than me. And we're going to definitely have your information in the show notes. So if there's anybody that might have some referrals for you in your area, they'll definitely send them. And if I have business in that area, I would love to work with you too.
Likewise. I appreciate you reaching out.
Absolutely.
And it was so nice meeting you. Thank you again for everything, and good luck in your business and in life and in everything else.
You too, Natalie. It's Natalie Levi. She's awesome in Los Angeles area. And thank you so much. How do you do that? Can't do it watching myself.
I don't know. I don't even know if I'm doing it right, but there you go.
You are. Big love across the country. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm going to shut it down. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
You too.
Absolutely.
All right, Natalie.
And
thanks for being
flexible
a part of
with me.
What was that?
Thank you for being flexible. Sorry about the other day.
No problem. I appreciate you so much. I wish you the best.
Likewise. You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thanks for listening to Her Real Estate Journey. I hope you're inspired to conquer your own real estate path. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Follow us on social media for updates and more stories. Until next time, keep shining and make your mark. I'm Lisa Dillon, and this is Her Real Estate Journey.